Good afternoon, everybody. We're going to be working on page 74 today, and we're going to be focusing on finding common denominators, and we're finding those common units to compare two fractions. And to compare them, we need to use multiplication in order to compare each pair of fractions. So, let's go to the first problem, or first four, actually, to get a true understanding of what we're working with here. So, we're not going to draw any area models because that is on page 73, but here we're going to be using multiplication in order to solve. So let's get 2/3 and let's get 2/4. Now here we are using the denominator on the other side. So 4 times 3 we know is 12. However, we need to multiply by 4 in order to find the numerator and the denominator. We have 8/12, and then here I'm going to be multiplying by this 3. And we will get 6/12. So yeah, we just made common denominators. And with these common denominators, now we can compare them and find out who's greater than, less than, or equal to. So 8/12 or 6/12. 8/12 is plus 2, right? It is going to be closer to that whole number, 12/12. So 2/3 is indeed accurate, is greater than. All right, let's work with 4/7, 1/2. This is actually a really good one here to help us understand which one is indeed larger. Again, we're going to be making sure to multiply by this 2, right? The opposite denominator, and we will have 14/8. Now here we're going to be multiplying by 7, right? Opposite denominator, and we'll get 7/14. So at first, I really was looking at that 1/2 and be like, oh, that's way larger than 4/7. But when we find common denominators, then it really paints a really good picture of which one is actually indeed closer to that whole, and it's plus 1. It is closer, it is indeed closer to the whole. So 4/7 is indeed correct. All right, let's work with C. C is great. So C is really going to assist us because it's improper fractions. So we can understand how to solve this improper fraction. So let's go with 5/4. Let's go with 9/8. And together we are going to do pretty much the same thing. So what we really need to do first is we need to figure out, we got to make these mixed numbers in order to find their denominators. So in order to make this a mixed number, we are looking at this denominator here, this 4, and we have to take out 4/4, right? Because that is 1 whole. What do we have left over? We have left over 1/4. So we have 1 whole and 1/4. Okay? With me so far? Here we have an 1/8. So we are going to take out 8/8, and this is a whole. And we have 1/8 left over, right? Because this equals 9. Perfect. So this equals 1 and 1/8. So now that we have 1 and 1/4 and 1 and 1/8, this really becomes a different problem. We now have 1/4. We have 1 and 1/4, 1 and 1/8. Now these are 1 wholes, right? These are 1 wholes. We are going to kind of ignore them because all we got to focus on is this 1/4 and this 1/8, and we got to figure out which one is indeed larger. Now, you should be already thinking, like, Mr. Brown, 1/4 is much larger than 1/8. We're good to go. This is definitely 5/4 is definitely larger, 1 and 1/4. because 1 and 1/8, this eighth is cut into smaller units. We have the same numerators here, so that is really telling me that, hey, we're good to go. 1/4 is larger. But let's play the game here and still use that algorithm to double check. Okay? So I'm going to put 1/4 here. I am going to also put 1/8 here. Now remember, I'm not putting the 1 wholes. I mean, we can. Let's do it so you're not totally confused. Let's put the 1 wholes. And now we got to make common denominators here. So let's multiply this by 8, right? And let's multiply this by 4, because 8 and 4. And this is going to be 1 whole and 8/32. And this is going to be 1 whole and 4/32. Perfect. So, so it looks like 5/4 is going to be larger, just like we thought it would be. All right. So that's how we do improper fractions for this assignment. So the rest is really up to you. We're doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. Go back and double check to see how I did the improper fraction, but you should really be able to do the rest on your own. All right, everybody, have a good one tonight, and I hope that this math is doable and you are able to use multiplication to find common denominators.